Nakamute. Thank you so much. Sorry. Kasi nirestart ko yung ano eh. So, kasi when I started the stream, nakamute kasi pine-prepare ko pa yung stuff. Jesus Christ, we were talking about... Oh my God, that was so good. Pero nakamute pala. So nag-crash yung OBS ko, so I restarted it. So, nag-restart siya dun sa state na nakamute. It's fine. Yeah, so that's... but what you're into right now is biking, and I'm gonna go over this article right now because this is what I'm gonna ask you next if you've achieved this. So let's talk about what we do. Ano yung solution sa the feeling of stagnation? Ano yung solution sa feeling? Yeah, that empty feeling na you're not necessarily depressed. You're not necessarily the picture of mental health. It's called the flow. Do you have that right now?
I actually don't know.
Yeah, me too.
Although, a bit of a disclaimer for your viewers. We cannot generalize what we feel on the article, okay? But
Oh yeah.
look at this as a guide.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I'm
a
not
little bit of a disclaimer.
We're not
because
ano din
I
mental
don't even know
health.
what the flow is.
Yeah. We're not even mental health experts.
Professionals.
Yeah. So meron pa nga tinatawag na
Paid to do this.
Yeah. Well, I'm paid with stars kanina, so I'm kind of I'm whoring myself for views here right now.
You're paid to share this.
Yeah. No, not by them, but meron pa nga silang tinatawag na revenge bedtime, ano nga? Yung pag matutulog ka na tapos parang andun pa yung madami mong ideas na parang hindi babawi ako. Revenge bedtime procrastination is here. It's a Chinese expression that roughly translates to revenge bedtime procrastination. It's funny, but a lot of people
actually have a lot of those.
Yeah. It's actually very common. And then lalo na sa mga taong office work talaga, hindi naman talaga work from home, tapos nag-work from home na sila, tapos mga 3 a.m. na sila natutulog, and they're like, oh my God, ano nangyari sa akin? And they're like, oh, fucking amateurs. But, they're experiencing this for the very first... No, not the very first time, of course. Pero yung... Kung kailan matutulog ka na, dun ka pa sobrang excited, and sobrang, hindi, babawi ako. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fix my life. I'm gonna do this, do that. And then the cycle repeats. So, the antidote daw to languishing is yung flow. Concept of flow. So, what is it? It is that elusive state of absorption in a meaningful challenge or a momentary bond where your sense of time, place, and self melts away. You're just absorbed. It's just a flow. It's kung sa mga Japanese anime pa, nasa zone ka. You're just
beyond the zone.
Yeah. You just... Whatever you're doing, everything about you is just on that moment. You don't have... It's like you don't have a sense of time. You don't have a sense of place. You don't have a sense of self even. You just experience things. Who was that? Uy, sayang.
It was heavy mess.
So, and then, during the early days of the pandemic though, the best predictor of well-being isn't optimism, isn't mindfulness. It's the flow. Marami naging plantita dito sa Pinas. They're just so focused on plants.
Everybody is like a harvest moon.
Yeah. Oy, Animal
Story
Crossing.
Of seasons.
Yeah, the Animal Crossing naging umuso nung pandemic. Start. So they just... Kasi, may mga bagay na hindi mo... Ang hirap labanan ng... Lalo na sa Pinas, na hindi kaya mo yan. Hindi, tibayan mo lang loob mo. Hindi, magiging positive lahat. Tawanan mo lang yan. Ganon. It's hard to beat this with optimism eh. Because
optimism would only give you a momentary relief.
Yeah.
While you're laughing, everything seems to just melt away. But remember, when reality strikes back at you, you gotta be prepared for that.
Yeah. And then it's also not just an issue of mindfulness na alam mo yung nangyayari. You're self-aware. na alam mo, na-detect mo lahat ng problem sa buhay mo, it's not enough. It's very helpful, mindfulness. That's why some people meditate. Sometimes that's why some people create journals. Sometimes this is why sometimes people do therapy, because they want to understand what's happening with them. But understanding what's happening here is not enough. Kasi ma-understand mo na malungkot ka. you realize that you're in the abyss. That's not a solution. That's just, that's the first step towards the solution. That's not, you don't stay there, right? Like if you're...
The thing is, a lot of people actually doesn't reach the first step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You see, sometimes the circumstances that surrounds your life is not the problem.
Yeah.
Minsan ikaw din eh. Yeah. And it takes a lot of effort to realize that you're the problem.
And yourself is the variable that you have most control of. Like a lot of things could happen. Like maraming taong nawala ng trabaho ngayon is...
Well, the thing is, may iba rin dyan. Maraming tao nawalan ng trabaho, but the other people were like, they're jobless even this pandemic started.
Oh, yun din.
And now they're blaming the pandemic that they cannot get a job. Like,
yeah. Ang daming bagay na wala tayong control, pero maraming ding bagay meron tayong control.
Yeah.
But yeah, even if it's not easy, at least meron tayong control. Even if it's not easy. If it's easy, then we would be like rock star millionaires with all of these crazy projects and stuff. If we are like in 100% robot control.
Born in 1964, CEO entrepreneur.
Yeah,
Jeffrey
Navy SEAL. I'm not. Jeffrey Bezos. So yeah. So what could help distract? Basically the flow is a distraction, but it's more than that. Pero it technically is. It is a distraction, but it could also be a very fulfilling distraction. Maybe it's like the purpose of your life now. It could be that deep. It could also be very shallow. Whatever it is, the flow. And my therapist always asked me this. Always. But I didn't notice. So parang sinasabi ko na when I'm playing video games or when I'm... And then we came up with my strategy to start streaming. Because when I was describing things, my eyes would just glow up. Like of the things I want to do. So she takes note of that. Of when my eyes like glow up. Or she because nagfo-flow parang kumbaga parang nasa flow ako. Parang nakita siya ng window where I'm on a flow. Na I could just do this for a very long time. And it doesn't have to be permanent even. Sometimes your flow now is not gonna be your flow for next 6 months. It's fine. It's you can't like discover your life's purpose might change from time to time. And it's still our life's purpose, but for a given time, for a given context, it's fine.
It changes.
Yeah, it changes. Not bad. Yeah.
Even without all this shitstorm, don't expect that everything around you would be permanent.
Yeah, I agree.
Things would change.
So yeah. So now that we've defined the flow a bit, I don't have it. I could get into a flow when I'm making the journal, because it's like designed to be flowy. Kasi for example, itatype ko si Lovely, yung name ni Lovely. Tapos i-click ko si Lovely. Ano nga yung alam ko kay Lovely? Okay, nagkwento siya sa akin ng ganito about ganito. Okay, kinuwento niya sa akin si ganitong tao. Ano nga si ganitong tao? Dito siya nakatira. Ganun. So it's like it was so that tool that I showed you kanina, it was just designed to make me flow. So may daya, right? But it's a flow. So I could get lost in that moment. And then I would just like hindi ako empty at that time. I don't even feel myself, or like I'm just in a flow. Do you have moments like that? The biking, or
actually, I mean, may not only be for me, but yeah, whenever I just sit on that saddle, pedal my way to nowhere,
Mhm.
um, everything just becomes completely blank to me. Like, just focus on the road.
Yeah.
Think that, don't do anything that would get yourself killed while you're on the road.
Yes.
Because, I mean, yeah, like 3 years ago, I had an accident on a bicycle.
Uh-huh.
Nearly lost my left leg. Because
Yeah.
of it. Yeah. The minivan actually hit me from the side, broke my bicycle in half, and broke my leg in 3 places.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And you were on the right place and the guy was in the wrong one?
Yep, because I was about to cross the road,
Uh-huh.
and
And you're in
the
Japan na, ha?
pedestrian. Yeah. Well, didn't notice me. I don't know really what happened there. Next thing I know is just blood everywhere, and I'm just on the ground.
Wow. Dito sa Pinas, ang daming nagte-take up na ng biking din. Pero syempre, at least yung advocacy na may bike lanes, bike safety, treat bikers as human
It's something
people.
that actually it makes a lot of drivers a better driver.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of cyclists on the road.
Yes, because I agree. Kanina sila
like-
mama nasa lake. And then there's just a lot of bikers though, and just a lot of shit. So it's a good. I think bike centric. Let's make our metropolitans. Let's make our cities like more bike centric. More.
Yeah, because you see, as someone who's been commuting in a bicycle for years now, see anywhere that's around like 10 kilometers of your area, not unless you live in a mountain, that's actually a bikeable
Mountain bike naman.
distance.
The thicker.
No, I'm actually talking about
sa city. Yeah.
inclines. Yeah. But up to a 25% gradient, that's good. Anything more than a 25% gradient, you should, if you can tackle like 3 kilometers of more than 25% gradient, you're in the wrong career. You should be an Olympiad.
What does
athlete.
the 25% gradient mean? What is that measurement?
The percentage of a gradient is that for every kilometer of horizontal surface that you cover, 25% of it is vertical. That is a 25% gradient. So basically, if you cover 1 kilometer on the road, you actually tackle 250 meters of elevation. So you climb 250 meters, but at the same time, you covered 1 kilometer.
Got it.
Yeah.
But gradient, right?
Gradient.
Gradient. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna search that.
So 50% gradient, that's a 45-degree slope.
Ooh. Oh my God, that's wow, ang sakit sa nun. Imagine ko pa lang.
That's why just 25. 25 is the best. If you could tackle more than a 25 for hours, you're an athlete.
In the biking analogy is actually I couldn't think of a better. So when the start ng pandemic 2020, mga kaibigan ko, nag-uusap din kami at that's some next level engineering term daw in biking. Yeah.
Hey, it's something you need to know.
Something you need to know daw, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you're biking and you don't...
biking, it's all about energy conservation.
Sa bagay, that's why it's designed anyway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So never go on a route that would make you waste your energy if you want to just cover more ground.
And if you don't want to be an Olympian.
Yeah, if you don't want to be an Olympian or an athlete.
The biking motorcycle or bike, they're like the perfect analogy for flow. Because you just lose everything. You have to focus on whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
For of course, first and foremost, self-preservation. And then there's that feeling of, so nung mga unang drive ko kasi ng motor, na aksidente agad ako. Kasi parang meron akong kailangan ko lumiko sa slope. Alam mo yung papuntang mga hotel or papuntang mga resort or something, na yung entrance is curved na elevated.
Yeah, those are
so
nightmare when you're learning.
Yeah. So may plan ako doon and may angkas ako. And hindi naman malala, pero na-damage ko yung bike. And then sabi na mayari, hindi, okay lang yan. Kailangan siguro palitan yung ganito, tapos ganyan. Tapos ang dami niyang in-enumerate. And I'm like, I am so sorry. And then, I think he was passive-aggressive. He was very mabait kasi siya talaga eh. Pero like, this is a what the fuck moment eh. Hindi naman niya sa akin pinahiram yung motor.
Don't say what type of damage and repairs you have to do to someone, especially a newbie.
Yeah. But
I had a case where this woman, she crashed my commuter road bike. I was like, it's alright, even though the whole pedal assembly was sheared. It's alright. That's it's replaceable. Just as long as you're alright.
Yeah, so I wasn't
limbs cannot
driving.
be replaced.
Yeah. Yun pa yung sinabi mo. Hindi. Tama din naman eh. So speaking as someone who had a limb injury and more than that, diba?
I nearly lost it.
Yeah.
It's my greatest. From then on, it's always self-preservation.
Kaya, so, nung minention sa akin itong start ng pandemic na you should get a bike. So, we're looking at like cruiser types or cafe racers or something like things I don't understand. So, and then I'm like, I like driving a car. I really like it. It's driving a car.
That's my number one passion.
Oo nga pala. Right? Pero sabi niya sa bike kasi alam ko lutang ang utak ko kasi. Like, I think a lot eh. And then, parang ganun. And then sabi nung kaibigan ko, it's exactly why you want the bike. Kasi you can't have distracted thoughts.
Yep.
You just focus. You breathe in the air. You breathe in. You enjoy the moment. But you're not gonna have distracted thoughts.
Well, the only other problem with that is that a lot of us, tend to look at cycling something that's passive and easy. Like, we could sway on the road. We could just, ignore intersections, because a lot of us actually just tends to look at cycling as just a mechanical form of walking. But just try to think of it this way. You are traveling at around probably 10-15 kilometers per hour, or if you're in an open road, that's gonna be like 20 to 30. That's fast. You could injure someone, or you could actually kill someone with it.
Yeah, it's still so it's a very good analogy to just being in the zone, just living, right? Existing.
Yep.
Especially so the Western philosophy and the Eastern philosophy, like the more Western philosophies is like your self-worth is like tied to your achievements. Like if you're Jeffrey Bezos, you're like, you made it, man. You're actually a human being.
Exactly.
But
because that's how our society
that's like the Western point of view, which it permeated through culture, through the rock and roll culture, the entrepreneur hustle.
Only time when you become human is when you become filthy rich. In the eyes of a normal people, the relevant people are just those who are rich and famous. People like you and me, we are expendables.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah.
Never think of yourself that way. Okay?
Yeah, and then there's levels
Your
of that
viewers.
as well. Like the people who's earning like 1,000 pesos a day is gonna look up to a person who's earning 10,000 a day, who's also gonna look up at the person who's earning 100,000 a day, and all of them say, "I am not enough. I'm not worth it.
Yep.
Life is shit." And may mga tao who's earning like 100 pesos a day. So it's tied to achievements. And that I find it interesting that like the more Eastern philosophies is that your sense of self is about your existence. It's just you don't have to achieve anything. It's more meditative. Look,
Like living a life.
yes, living a life.
Yeah.
It's living a life.
That makes you fulfilled.
Yeah.
If your fulfillment is being born in 1964 CEO entrepreneur, then yeah, you better be that person.
Yeah.
Me, I don't know. I have a simple fulfillment in life. Just be someone that, people who knows me won't ever forget. That's
Very
it.
interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna segue into that actually. Like for example, both of these Western and Eastern philosophy, they intersect in a way. Like for example, looking at it on the Western side, it's people will say that Juni is a great photographer, right? He's a photographer. He's a director. If you look at it from the Eastern perspective, Juni is a great photographer and director. Both are like tied to what you're doing, pero the other one is more looking into your achievements, into your portfolio, and the other one is looking at what you love doing, or what you are, even not what you are doing, love doing, what your trade is, or like that's. So parang they will remember you for the things that you're doing, but it's just the other one is like judgmental. Both of them could be judgmental, of course, but the other one is like, is he a successful photographer? Is he? And then the levels of success is the diminishing returns, where what is success really? How do you mean you're successful? If you think,
What I hate most is like how much does he earn as a
oh,
photographer?
it's that one, yeah,
I hate that.
that's it,
statement,
yeah, right.
honestly.
Like,
I'm just here, I wanna live a life that I myself would remember, like when I'm old and dreary, I don't wanna forget any shit that I've done.
try the
The
journal that I'm
decades.
using. So you don't forget.
Oh yeah, that's a good.
It's a good one. Yeah, pero
Yeah.
naliw ako. Yeah. Memories are, I like having memories. Nung bata ako, I like forgetting things because I'm a ninja and I'm edgy as fuck, and dapat hindi nila alam to, and then dapat wala akong picture and stuff like that. And
Just be an edgy ninja.
And then wala akong maalala masyado about my childhood. And then every time I remember something about my childhood, I feel so happy. And yeah, you know what? I better start making memories for myself. I could just hide them. I just make them private. But start, yeah.
You make your childhood memory something that would define you as an adult. Be a fucking ninja.
Yeah,
Learn
that
parkour,
one.
learn free running. You're fit enough to do that.
Yeah, yes.
Or you could possibly be fit enough to do that.
Do you know the manga anime Kengan Ashura?
Kengan Ashura. Actually, I've forgotten the plot of that. Probably
It's
I've
just a
only read,
martial art.
a
It's like
volume
Baki.
of it.
It's like Baki but more grounded. That's basically it. And then relatable kasi yung guy is isa siyang matanda na he has an eye for seeing good fighters. Pero parang he has pero it's just relatable. Nung bata pala siya, he was just a salaryman who's just swamped for work na sobrang tanda na and stuff like that. Pero nung bata pala siya, he really likes pro wrestling, and he even, took judo classes and stuff like that. But along the way, he doesn't remember when he started forgetting martial arts. He can't remember when it started. And then it's like seeing these martial artists, like, you know, like everything is just about the fighting, and he's like, I want to be like that too. I want to channel my inner masculinity and stuff like that. But it's not just about martial arts, but there are a lot of passion projects that we have that we just don't do them anymore.
Well, mainly because it doesn't make any money.
Yeah, that one too. That's why like our self-worth is tied to like how much we make and how successful we are. Which could work. It could work if you become successful and then you become a guru on Facebook and you're selling courses on how to be successful, because that's what worked in your life. And but what if it does not succeed, and then you spend all your life literally hating yourself because you're not successful, and then other people will blame you because you're just you're so lazy.
Yourself for it. Just continue doing it until the day you die. At least on your deathbed, when you leave this world,
it's on your terms, right?
You could tell yourself that, damn, I died trying.
It's
much better.
One thing I don't want to experience is not enjoying video games. I really love video games. I really love the stories, and that you could simulate a lot of things on it, and then you could be this person and experience what his or her point of view is. Try genocide sometimes, but you know that it's not good in real life, but you could try it.
It's the highest form of storytelling.
Yeah, I swear. And I don't want to reach that point where I don't enjoy it. And I've been hearing things like that. And before me getting therapy, I would find it parang not fulfilling.
If you want to continue enjoying it, then stop playing League of Legends. That's the problem. Stop playing Valorant. That's the problem.
My slope. Pero when it comes to competitive games kasi parang may slope eh. Na the ones at the top are like the 0.0001% are like, this is it. And then of course the games are marketing the pro scene because
you see, pros, their enjoyment, it's not the game, it's the glory
of winning, or
the glory behind it,
or whatever fuels Reginald. I don't know what the fuck is fueling him. But
that's money. Reginald, that's money.
Yeah, just do what you love. I like it.
It's money and ego.
So yeah, me, I wanna play video games and share it with people, and I wanna be like isang matanda na guy who's telling people, okay, this is what I enjoy in this game. I think you're gonna want this strategy, and then I'm gonna show spreadsheets of like, okay, I think you're gonna do optimum damage when you do this or do that, or then or story games like, oh my god, on this game ito yung ginawa ko. What did you guys do? I want that in podcasts, and Dungeons and Dragons and tabletop. I wanna do those when I'm 70 years old or 80 years old. I want to host these podcasts with 4 million viewers. 4 people. That's gonna be fulfilling for me. But and then yung utak ko magpo-flow na, okay, I need this on my stream. Maybe I need this layout. Maybe I could hire this person to do this. Maybe I need YouTube videos. Or there's a lot, right? But it just flows. No one's telling you to do those, but I think I could get myself lost in that. But so that's like my my flow. It's one of my flows. It can't be everything. I really want to get better in managing business stuff, then managing work stuff, not just so I could feel. Number one reason is not just the money, but just so I could feel fulfilled. I've helped these people, and I've done these processes, and ganito pala mag-isip sa business. Kailangan mo pala mag-spreadsheet pa rin, putang ina. And kailangan mo pa rin pala mag-document. Kailangan mo pa rin mag-follow up sa customer. Kailangan mo pa rin things like that. I would enjoy as well. So, without... Iba kasi pag magsi-stream ka, right, na galing ka sa work. Iba yung full-time streamer ka. I don't know what that feels like. Pero iba din yung, okay, magsi-stream na ako kasi galing ako sa work. and stress. And okay, mag-stream ako. Oh guys, kamusta kayo? That's a very, very different feeling. Yeah. So that's like that's what I wanna do. Baka makakaisip pa ako ng iba pang magagawa. But for now, that's what I wanna do, and that's what I keep on doing. And I hope people will remember me as the one who's streaming on Facebook and Twitch and YouTube and things like that. Diba? Yung balak din natin mag-brothel. Balak din. Mag-manage ng mga chika bebs. That's yeah, iba din yun. Yeah. So what about you? You're in the process of finding it?
Actually, I enjoy photography. I enjoy like the company that I have made. Just talent management, acquisition.
Yes.
See, a lot of my market is actually helping those who doesn't seem valuable in like a lot of corporate side people, ex-cosplayers, pornographic actresses. I give them a space. I give them a work, a way that they could earn outside of like what they are used to. Basically just making them into MCs or models or just PR people. And yeah, that's something that I really enjoy. I love doing it.
Yeah.
Like I could do it without even thinking about it. I could do it without putting any effort on it, and somehow I could just say that I have found it. But I just want to do more. I just want to find more things that I want to do. Yeah. Yeah, the thing that always, what else, what more? It's a never-ending quest. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's like the worst problem. Yeah. Exactly. Boredom is good. Yeah.
Because we're living on a social media age where everything's like
one of the best feelings is getting out of that boredom that you are currently on.
Yeah. So, but it's experiencing the boredom and then getting out of it and finding out like a new frontier, basically. Like,
Exactly.
When you got back in, okay, so you've been biking for a long time and you've had this accident, and when was it that you started biking again and started discovering new stuff and learning new things like gradient?
Oh, that's like a year after. So
yeah,
that's when I started, like, let's say I have this shoot or I have to meet some new talents or producers. Instead of commuting or taking my car, I just ride a bicycle just as long as the weather permits and it's not gonna be too hot for me nor too cold for me. Just like probably like 9 months in a year. Yeah, like it's a really bike-friendly temperature and weather.
Yeah.
That's when I started that, instead of just using it as my short distance commute, I'd rather, like, if it's within like 20 kilometers, 30 kilometers from my place, why not just ride it out?
Yeah.
And that's what I did. You know?
How did it feel on your first week?
It was hell. Everything was sore. I was thinking of like, maybe I should just, like tone it down a little, but nah, I just continued on.
Yeah. Sarang yung
Like,
wala kang hangin sa
Oh,
lungs. It's like pound. What's that feeling? It's like your body is screaming. Like,
yeah, your body is like telling you to stop. Like, just give yourself a break. But
yeah.
actually, that's just, just continue on. If your body wants to stop, it would stop on its own. You can't control that.
Yeah. But yeah, I wish everyone who's tuning in right now, if you're feeling like stagnated, and you find something new to do, it doesn't even have to be something that you want already. You just try something new.
Just try.
And then
maybe it is something that that you've been doing back then.
Balikan lang, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to discover.
There's also may nakalimutan ko sa esports to, kung sa Tekken or something. Na he alam niya sa sarili niya na he needs to take a 1 month break. And then he still loves what he's doing talaga. That's what he really wants to be doing. Even though, yung shelf life ng games, ng esports games, maybe 6 years. And then a new version or something. Besides, he wants to keep on doing that. But he knows in himself na he has to take a 1 month break. He's like, his passion is still that game. But after taking a month of break, and then he went back to his passion, and then he's so happy again. He feels it again. So sometimes, even if you find out what you really want to do, taking a break from that thing that you want to do is not a bad idea.
Yeah, because that would give you a renewed perspective to it. Like a renewed love for something. It's like getting back with your girlfriend that I don't know.
The
shitstorm happened. Yeah. Shitstorm happened. You guys broke up, and then the second time around, you realize what you had. You realize like that things are better.
Warning lang guys sa mga nanonood. Pag may problems kayo sa love life, hindi baby yung sagot pag magka-baby kami, maayos na yung problema namin. No!
Think about the child. Isipin nyo yung anak nyo. No, that's not gonna solve your problem. It's gonna give you more problems, honestly.
Going back on your exes is not a bad idea. There a lot of things could go wrong, but a lot of things could go right. But don't bring babies. Don't bring babies into the equation.
Yeah.
And do whatever you want, guys. Just
especially ang daming tao minimum wage, and minimum wage is not a livable wage. Don't.
Yeah. That one too.
It's financially it's gonna ruin a lot of people.
Yeah.
Not only that, your whole psyche, it's gonna mess you up.
It's almost like someone said the statistic to me na parang 90% of failed marriages is about money. It's not obviously about money, but you start getting cranky and you start like throwing tantrums and stuff like that because you don't have a lot of money. Like nagkalat na naman si baby or whatever, which you could
That's actually true. It's petty. It's petty to think. It's petty to say, but
yeah, if you're Jeffrey Bezos, you're not gonna have the problem, man.
If you have a lot of money, like, a lot of things can be solved.
Oh yeah.
You can I don't know, you can You can buy a human being to clean your baby shit. Just think about that.
Guys, we're not glorifying money here. It's just that maybe don't put all of them on Axie. Or, be wise with your
Come
decisions.
on, we live in a capitalist system.
Yeah.
Okay?
Money's gonna be
A
important.
lot
always.
of the things, it's important. We're not in Soviet.
Russia.
The Soviet Union thought that, you know what, this isn't working for us.
Yeah. So, I think to wrap things up, okay. There are like 2 more points in this article that he wants to tackle. First is to give yourself an uninterrupted time. So what they did was they tested in India a simple policy. No interruptions in Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday before noon. Yan lang. And there's nothing special about those days. Basta before noon, no interruption in Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Define interruption.
Phone calls, meetings, Facebook.
Okay.
Quiet time. No disturbing. So what happened is the engineers that were there, they managed their boundary themselves. No micromanaging superior. Nothing. No interruption. Tuesday, Friday, and Thursday before noon. So they had a 47% above average productivity. So when the company finally set that as like the official policy, they had a 65% achieved above average productivity. So it's not
It's like
just
a me time.
yeah, me time at work. Yeah, pretty much.
Me time at work. Yeah.
They now know that the most important factor in daily joy and motivation is a sense of progress. So I think this is not generalization. We're learning, and everything viewers here they have to take it with a ton of salt, with a grain of salt. They have to take it like we are not professionals here. We don't know everything here, but there might be a connection between progress and fulfillment. Whatever it is that you're doing, if there's a sense of progress, you're just like gonna motivate. I was reading this book, Atomic Habits, then, and nasa sales naman siya. Hindi yung ng author, pero yung nasa article. And what he would do is, meron siyang isang stack ng paper clips, 200 paper clips. May dalawa siyang bote, the one is empty, the other one is not. And then every time he finishes the call, magkukuha siya ng isang paper clip, ilalagay niya sa kabilang bote. And then, pag naubos niya, sobrang masaya siya. And that was a fucking useless exercise, right? It's just like putting one paper clip to another bowl. But the sense of progress. Yeah. And it's something that no one could like steal away from that guy. And he was top performer of that bank. And
If you remember, if you watch Silicon Valley,
I haven't. Jesus.
So they have this biz dev dude called Jared. And he actually made this board where the programmers would just like put the modules that needs to be worked. It's like a progress chart, progress bar for every modules that they have. And I actually asked a biz dev dude that I know here, and basically like a lot of Silicon Valley companies actually adapts that. Like just a visible progress chart for every module, every project that they have. So yeah, in my studio, I kinda adapted that. Like how's the editing progress for this project, that project. It actually helped. Not only in productivity, but like punctuality as well. Especially just me personally, I'm always like half a week or a week delayed in everything. But ever since I'm seeing my progress, I'd be like, you know what, it would be better if I finish 2 projects for this week.
Speaking of that, isa sa sinabi ng therapist ko sa akin is, mas masaya daw when you start taking charge of your life, para maglalagay ka ng tasks, maglalagay ka na, okay, I have to do this. And then I have to do this. And I have to do this. Which everyone should do, right? You should. Pero yung satisfaction, hindi sa paglalagay ng tasks eh. Pero sa pagtatanggal ng tasks. Like, okay, tapos ko na to. Oh my God! So, pero may listahan ka ng things to do.
Like, if any of you guys worked on a call center or as a service desk, diba? Like, you guys have this ticketing system, will it be remedy notes or like anything. So when your number of open active tickets is lessening,
nakakatuwa.
That's a great feeling, right?
Tapos may kita mo, 4 na lang. If
what
you
used to be like 20, it's only 4. Like, holy shit, I've done a lot.
Yeah. Like,
I'm a human being.
If you look at it from a different perspective, oh shit, may 4 pa akong gagawin. Pero kung if you've been taking things off and then 4 na lang natitira, oh my God, 4 na lang. Wow.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna remove it. Yeah. It's the opposite way around na. Kasi, yeah. It's the sense of progress, man. So, whatever it is you're doing, I don't know what that is. Whatever it is you enjoy, whatever it is, even if you don't enjoy, actually. But if there's a sense of progress, I'm like, oh, wow. Yeah. So one of the things that could help with that is to focus on smaller goals. I get burned out pag may isa akong malaking project na ginagawa. Sometimes I would spend 2 days not doing it. Kasi ang laki eh. Not even starting researching. Not even starting the first step. Because I don't know what the first step is. Because it's too big. Hindi naman too big. Too abstract. Like, make this website that sells this kind of thing and like that. Like, what are the... pero if you just break it down into napakaraming mga maliliit na and then you take them off one by one. Diba? Parang...
Yeah.
So the clearest path to flow, if you want to flow daw, the clearest path is just manageable difficulty. You break down the tasks into just small, into not very hard, not very easy, but just manageable. Sometimes we have to admit na hard difficulty is not for us. Sometimes easy difficulty is for us. If you tend to enjoy, it's not a pride thing. The trick here is just to get you going, and you just start to get going, and then you just going, and then you lose yourself, you lose your sense of time, you lose your sense of place, you're just doing what you're doing, just focusing, no distractions, and then ma-realize mo 2022 na. And then 2023 na. In a good way, not in a bad way. Like you would spend countless nights on your bed feeling unproductive and feeling na, and then tomorrow it's gonna be different. And then tomorrow it didn't get different. Maybe we need a flow, guys, and we just need to break things in a very, very small, manageable, one step at a time, not thinking about everything else, just having our uninterrupted time. And I think it's important to also recognize that we do not live in a perfect society. Now, we don't have to blame ourselves. Now, we are also trying to like make this like personal bandages. Like, okay, maybe I just have to have a flow. Maybe I just have to have this and have that, and then maybe my life will be okay. Pero it's also worth noting that life is not fair. I could have a podcast like this because I'm not worrying about my bills tomorrow, and I have extra time and I have ample sleep. Kinda not ample sleep because I was nervous preparing this. But yeah, that's it. Junie, you're muted. In case I think you sinadya mo yan. But yeah, you're muted. Yeah, I think that's it.
I fed my sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah.
People don't have to be depressed to recognize that life could be better. You don't have to you don't have to suffer from mental stuff to realize that maybe life could be better for me. Maybe okay is Okay, it's fine,
Yeah.
but it could be better. Maybe.
No matter what state you are in,
Mhm.
life could always be better.
Yeah, you could be a billionaire from 19.
It could be that someone who was born in 1964, CEO and entrepreneur. But look at him, web
Ju-
services, fresh,
yes,
Twitch.tv.
yes. Amazon.
Yeah,
Yeah. Moon landing.
he never stopped.
Mars. Space trip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
never stopped.
Yes. I think we've tackled enough. We've tackled a lot in the. Do you have like final words to our audience right now?
Always find things to make things in your life easier. Because there's always a way to make it easier. Hindi lahat ng bagay mahirap. You could actually make things easier. Just look at it in a very simple way.
Oh.
Don't overcomplicate things, because one of the things that I've learned that have been stressing me was that I tend to overcomplicate things. Simple problems, I always think of it as, oh shit, this is complicated.
Oh my god, I could relate. Yeah.
You don't have to. Always try to simplify. That's why in mathematics we simplify things.
Yeah.
Just always try to simplify shit.
One of my problems sa team, sa work, is hirap ako magtanong. Hirap ako maghingi ng tulong. Because like, I'm supposed to be the expert at my given field. So why would I ask? Pero I know I have to ask. And they don't even have to be experts. I just need someone to bounce my ideas with on how to troubleshoot a problem. Like even sometimes I would just talk to my mom. Na wala namang kaalam-alam sa ganito. Just kasi iba sila matingin eh. Mas simple sila eh. Bakit hindi mo gawin ganito? And I'm like, oh, what the yes.
Like, don't tend to underestimate how simple can they think. Lalo since they don't know all the complications ng ano. So sometimes they have the best ideas for you.
Yeah. And we have like people like us na who are technical about our field because that's our expertise.
And admit it, we love challenges.
Yeah.
That's why we tend to do things the hardest way.
Yeah.
You know one of the things that made me bad on any fighting games? Gusto ko lagi picture finish ang ginagawa. See, that's a bad habit. You know it. Diba?
Yeah, when I started, yeah.
Finish your enemy when you can, even if it's just a cheap shot, like a flimsy move, a jab.
No, nagsa-start ako mag-Tekken. Okay, ito yung combo. Ito, ilang frames to. Ganito. Okay, sige, ito. Tapos, alright, sige, ganyan. Tapos parang siya, fucking spam shit, and I'm like losing like 3-7. What the fuck is happening? Wala siyang alam and I'm losing. Yeah, it's the complication. It's just complicating things.
Don't ever challenge yourself unnecessarily.
Yeah.
Challenging thyself is good, but only at certain times. Kung alam mong you can overcome that.
Girlfriend ni Linus nasa chat. Parehas daw tayo sa part ni Linus. Some people straightforward yung ideas. Pero kayo madami masyado inisip at maraming ideas. Thinking other stuff and out of the box. Yeah, out of the box is different. Sometimes naman it's too much in the box. Sometimes it's like okay, we need out of the box ideas. But sometimes like it's just there's this box and then may box pa sa loob and then may box pa sa loob and then we're just zooming in on that.
You know what I teach my apprentices? Sometimes the simplest shot is the best shot.
The simplest shot is the best shot. Yeah. Occam's razor, right? Sometimes the simplest explanation is the correct one.
Yeah. Like some people, they tend to overproduction. I think that was the term na ginagamit ng film.
Overproduction. Fix it in post.
I'll fix it in post. Well, don't rely on that.
Sabi ni...
A bad shot will always be a bad shot.
Sabi ni Zybelin, gusto ko na lang mag-resign kaso madami bayarin. Dalas ko na din magkasakit kaya gusto ko pang umaga na lang. Kaso kapag nag-apply ka sa ibang team, isasagot sa'yo, need pa ng experience. Puta, walang ya talaga. Praning daw tayo, marami daw tayo iniisip. Yes. That's why you're here. Comment ka pa dyan, ha? Kaya ka nga nandito kasi baliw kami. Kung matino kami, wala ka naman dito
Kaya kami nakakapag-usap ni Ernie for hours is because we're both paranoid. We both overthink.
Pero yeah, it's hard. It's hard to find balance when you have bills to pay.
Exactly.
That's why, as I was saying, you can't heal a sick culture with like personal bandages. We have to also realize na life is not fair. And so we adapt, no? Kasi at least we can control ourselves.
That was the point that I was saying earlier. Sometimes the shit storms is just a literal typhoon of shit.
Yeah.
You just have to...
Hello? Jenny? Jenny, nag-stutter ka.
Oh, yeah.
Ay, nag-ano yung connection. What was it? So sometimes life is like a typhoon of shit.
And you just have to deal with it. Sumilong ka na lang.
Speaking,
Enjoy mo na lang yung bagyo ng tae.
naalala mo yung bahay na chaotic studio tayo? Yung sa...
Yeah.
Yung si Mama ano siya yung habit niya sa 'di ba may CR sa second floor?
Yeah.
Nag-aalalagay siya ng tissue paper sa toilet. After niya nagpupuna siya, tapos tinatapon niya sa toilet, hindi sa ano. So nag-clog, nag-clog.
Yeah.
So nag-burst yung pipes. Yung pipes nasa ceiling ng first floor kumbaga. So literally umula ng ihi at tae sa first floor.
Oh shit.
Binaklas yun.
That's literal shit.
Binaklas yung kisame and stuff. And then ayos yung mga tubo and shit. Kaya wag magtapon ng toilet paper sa tissue paper sa toilet. Itapon sa basurahan. I know it doesn't feel good na may mga tissue paper sa basurahan. Itapon na lang agad yung laman ng basurahan, right? But don't throw it sa kasi magka-clog. 1 tissue paper is not gonna clog it, 2 is not, 3 is not, but a habit of like 10,000 maybe will clog it.
That and actually the mixture of human fecal matter and tissue paper. I think the plumbers call it as fatbergs. So the oil in our shit makes like it becomes a lard, sebo.
What a fucking way to end the stream. Shitstorm.
And then that's clumping up the tissue. It becomes like an iceberg of shit and toilet paper. So,
yeah. Anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed the podcast, the stream. Thank you so much sa mga taong nag-tune in. And I'm thinking of making this vibe check podcast into depende. So nung ginawa ko to, walang policing involved, right? Everyone could join in. Especially na ito yung privilege na isang smaller streamer is that you don't need to have a lot of policing kasi mababait lahat and control mo naman yung audience. Pero if you're like sino ba, mga Pokimane, mga ganong kalaki, you definitely have to have a lot of safeguards and mods in there because like yeah. So I'm thinking of continuing this, but I'm also always dreading every podcast. I'm always dreading like things could go wrong. I'm very pessimistic when it comes to podcasts. So
let just things go wrong.
Let just things go wrong. Yeah, but this has been very productive.
Sometimes when I ride, I stream it.
Yeah.
Goes wrong a lot of times. Since I recently set up my own RTMP.
RT what?
Yeah.
RTMP.
RTMP server.
Ah.
Yeah. So I'm still figuring things out and things always go wrong.
Saan mo sinestream? RTMP usually ginagamit for multi-streaming. Pero is it to Instagram ba? Or
Right now it's on Twitch, TikTok, and Instagram.
yeah.
Yes, I'm Japanese and we use TikTok a lot. I'm sorry.
I even have si Rules Metric Kingdom meron din siyang TikTok. Dalawang video pa naman doon. Yeah.
And I'm gonna follow that.
Yeah, we're gonna follow each other. Yeah. Puro kasi nagsasayawang yung nakikita ko sa TikTok So,
Actually, panay pusa dito eh. Yeah, the better side of internet.
The better side of internet. Yes. All right. Okay. Teka. I'm gonna take a look at this votes. Kasi naglolo ko yung votes na to. Wait a minute. How do I do that? Home. Meron kasing poll. Sira yung poll. Sira na naman yung refresh. Do I refresh this? Comment search. Yeah. Keyword statistics. Oh shit! What the fuck? Tapon yung tubig. That's why lagi ko nire-recommend na wag maglagay ng tubig sa mga get keyword statistics. 4 yung nag-vote. Okay. Ilan yung nag-vote? 1. Okay. Vote 3 and then vote 4. Ilan sila? Get keyword statistics. Let me show this screen to everyone. Okay. So we had a couple of voters here. Teka, where was that? We have 4 voters. Dalawa nag-vote na on a scale of 1 to 4. Dalawa yung nagsabi they're like at a 2. Isa yung nagsabing they're at a 1. And isa is nagsabi they're at a 3. Alright, so hopefully everyone, wherever you are on that small spectrum that we made, it's not bad to be on that position. It's fine. If you're 1, it's fine. It's not always 1. And it's not like, don't judge yourself for feeling a 1. It's very important that you understand that, okay, I'm feeling a 1 right now.
It's important that you know that you're feeling 1 right now.
Yeah. And then you told us about it, and then hopefully you took something from this podcast and made your life Jeffrey Bezos level happiness.
Yes.
Yes.
Even Bezos has his problems, okay?
Yes. Not enough
But
money.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the second richest person.
Lalo na nung pandemic, grabe yung skyrocket ng yaman niya. Lalo. Tumaas lalo yung kita ni Jeffrey Bezos.
Everything's Amazon.
Entrepreneur CEO. Alright, I think this is it. My name is Rule. I'm joined here by Pipi Capon. And we're from Chaotic Gaming. Yeah. And hopefully I'll see you guys next time. And feel free to suggest anything. I was not on time, but I realized that I think in every stream I should do a feedback, like a Google Sheets feedback. Naisip ko lang like an hour before the podcast. Oh yeah, so that we have feedback, so that we have a sense of progress. Yeah. Okay, we've said our last words. It's hard ending podcasts, huh? Yeah.
It is.
Bye-bye. Get the fuck out of my streams, guys. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, everyone. Okay, I'm gonna close the stream, but we could stay here on 1, 2, 3.